Yeah. It's Big Fat Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Yo, you see the title. Cam Thomas plus any superstar makes the Nets a championship contender. You put any superstar on this team next to Cam Thomas, KD, Giannis, any of these players, Curry, Shea, any of these players next to Cam Thomas makes them a championship contending team. You can't double Cam Thomas when you got somebody else that's a superstar on this team. How you gonna play defense on them? You know what I mean? You gotta guard up. You could build a champion. I said all that to say you could build a championship roster with Cam Thomas on the team. You don't have to replace Cam Thomas. You need to add to Cam Thomas, not minus Cam Thomas. But we going. This is some news. We finally got some news. You know what I mean? Tosan. How you say this man's name? Pronounce it right. Evbuomwan. Tosan Evbuomwan. Okay. You know he that's how you say his name. You know what I mean? Tosan Evbuomwan, not Walmart. It sounds close, but it's Evbuomwan. This is what y'all need to know about Tosan from Evbuomwan. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to know a few things. You got to, yeah. For one, he's the only player in the NBA that plays for Princeton. The only player. Tosan is the only player in the NBA that went to Princeton. He's not the only one that came from Princeton, but he's the only one in the NBA currently that went to Princeton. So he an OG, triple OG. When he go back to Princeton, you know what I'm saying? They know his name like Chiz. All right, so these are all of the players that's in the NBA from Princeton. Tosan, only one. Y'all see that. But then there's Bill Bradley. I heard of him. Devin Kent. I don't know none of these other players. Let me just cut to the chase. We got Jay. This is JTV on the panel, man. What's good?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Chilling, man. Tosan from Evbuomwan. We giving him his flowers, or we happy? We just happy he going, man.
I ain't gonna say happy he going, but I sent him back to Walmart. Shout to him. You know what I mean,
Barry, what up? Barry, what up? Ice.
shout to him in the rollback prices.
Facts. Facts. That's what the Nets are looking to do. They cut him on the roster so they could make room for a training camp, I imagine. Preseason, I imagine. You're only supposed to go into the season with 15 players.
He should
Cut
have.
him
He
down,
should
make.
have. He should have scored in summer league. Maybe he wouldn't have got cut.
That was his last chance.
That was his big opportunity.
Right. Right. Shout the book and go crazy, CJ. Hold on. Here.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I
I ain't even
mean,
like. Let stop.
yeah, I ain't got much to say about Tucson. You know what I'm saying? My favorite part of the show was live stream with the NBA rules, but I see Ice in the chat. I don't know who else in the chat. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna throw the link in the chat.
Word the
See how they
rollback
feel about
prices,
Tucson. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they roll back the price on Tucson. They say we're not trying to pay for your talents, my guy. You know, take
hey,
your
at least he got an
take your
education.
talents
He
to
could go be
Walmart.
a stockbroker, a sports agent. What he
Mm-hmm.
went to school for? What was his major in Princeton?
That's a good question. Maybe it was sports media. You know,
Right.
maybe he want to be like Stephen A. Smith is in Europe. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. See, that's why you gotta have an education to fall back on, just in case you get cut in the NBA. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, it's less than 500 employees, bro. Ain't a lot of people that work for the NBA. Yo, what up, John?
Hey, Breeze. Hey, Jay.
what's good.
Found out the news like you guys did a bit ago about Tosan from Walmart. You know, like Jay said, he blew his opportunity in Summer League to
His
ISO.
name is Evbuomwan. That is how you pronounce the
Tosan
name.
Walmart. I can do it, Breeze. The Walmart thing was a lot easier. But yeah, listen, Tucson, he had an opportunity this summer. He blew it. Too ISO oriented, not enough team style basketball, and he was definitely one of the people that me, Ice, we said we're going to be on the bubble. So he's out of the equation now. I was shocked that the Mavs they waived that Oliver Maxence Prosperous kid because I thought we had a shot to get him in a salary dump, but they waived him, so he's no longer an option. So it's interesting to see what else the Nets are going to do because there are definitely 3 or 4 more guys that could get cut from this roster in the next few days or weeks
They
leading up to
supposed
media
to.
day. Yeah,
John, they supposed to, bro. It's around that time. We going into September. Bro,
I
how
know.
long we to keep these players on the team? Like,
Breezy, you know what I
Rick
said to
Whitehead next.
You know what I said to Scott the other day? You remember when we used to go to school, we had to do summer homework? Sean Marks is late on his homework. We are literally a day from September. Cam Thomas still unsigned. We have over 20 guys on the roster still. $16-20 million of cap space unspent. Like, Sean Marks, if you're going to get your homework in on time, now's the time to do it because you have about 27 days left to get this all fixed. So,
Hold
yeah,
on.
it's definitely crunch time.
Yeah, for sure. Hold on. We got to get the Ice, too. Ice, what you think about Tucson not being on the team, bro?
Yo, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it because not that Tucson's a bad player, bro. Not
Yo,
that
y'all
Tucson's
guys is mean, man.
yeah, not that he's a bad player.
What
I
the
just
hell
think
wrong with that?
the guys that's trying to get on the roster now, I would prefer their style. You know what I'm saying? Tucson looked like Jay said before. He looked good when he came up from the G League and played on our team for the Nets. He looked like a decent player. But in summer league, when he got, you know what I'm saying, when he was running wild, he didn't look as good. He was out of control with it. You know what I mean? So with the guys coming in, I think they might be better than that's trying to make the roster, I should say. Guys that's trying to make the roster and guys that on contracts are better than Tucson, I believe. So if he was the odd man out, I'm fine with it. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. Shout to Ice. Listen, I think that's fair because y'all know we the best fans. Be the ones that's giving opportunities. Guys could come from Walmart. Guys could come from the G League. Tucson was getting NBA money because of the Brooklyn Nets. Keon Johnson, Tyrese Maxey. We giving players, you know what I'm saying, that money, even if they don't deserve it. Look at Jalen Wilson. Jalen Wilson got a contract before Cam Thomas. Hold it down. Now, all I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, I can't say that Sean Marks is doing all of the things that I want him to do. I'm still a Brooklyn Nets fan, whether he's, you know what I mean, fumbling the ball or not. Now, I'm saying that to say, keep it going. As I look at the Brooklyn Nets roster, Drew Timmy, I don't know. I'm Ricky Council, I don't know. Tyson Etienne, I don't know. Jalen Wilson, Hayward Highsmith, I don't know. I don't know. Tyrese Martin, I don't know. We could get to 15 real easy. Real easy. No problem.
Yo, you stupid.
Chop
You
shop.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
Yo,
could be
y'all-
political and all that. Y'all could, you know what I mean?
Y'all be up here playing with people's livelihoods, man. I don't like that.
Yeah, Breeze, you're playing with the $1 million, man.
Breeze, you got to go to 18.
Yo, bro,
You got
I ain't gonna lie, that $1 million to do me good right now. And if
Listen, hold on.
Hold
Nice. So let me be clear.
I'll be taking down all your IP addresses.
Hold on. What I'm saying is, let me be for clarity, right? So Jay know that I'm not playing with their livelihoods. I'm just keeping it real as a fan. Through my lens, the Ray Whitehead had enough time between the G League and the NBA for him to actually, before the rookies got drafted, to say he deserves the spot on his team. Drake Powell takes Derek Whitehead's spot. Continuing. Drew Timmy, good player. He'll find his space either in the G League or the NBA, but we got Danny Wolf. I'm going to go with the upside over Danny Wolf over Drew Timmy. Sorry, Drew Timmy. It is what it is. Dayron Sharp, I'm keeping him. Zaire Williams, I'm keeping him. Clax, keeping him. Porter, he stays. Ricky Council, I heard a lot of good things about him. Yada, yada. That's right. That's cool. You're out of here. Nolan Traore, keeping him. Keon Johnson, because of Nolan Traore, I gotta move off of Keon Johnson. I gotta move off of Keon Johnson because Keon Johnson for certain will take the opportunities from Nolan Traore. Keon Johnson is trying to stay in the NBA, and Nolan Traore is in the way of that, but they need to not be on the same team because of their specific money situations. Nolan, he trying to, you know what I mean, not going to start for what it look like, but he do look like he's going to get a bulk in the minutes coming off of the bench. Keon Johnson, we got to move around because of that. Tyson Etienne, he a guard. You know, Tyson Etienne, he a guard. I got an echo. Yeah, Tosan. Tosan. Somebody got an echo. I don't know. Tosan, he out of here. You already see that. Keeping Danny Wolf for the reasons I said about Drew Timmy. Jalen Wilson, he out of here. I don't know how he got a contract for.
Hold on, Breeze. You gotta do 18. Three for the two-way contracts and 15 for the regular roster. It's 18. You go 18 players.
Oh well. I don't know the contracts. I just telling you as far as who we should narrow it down, and then you can let me know the contracts afterwards.
Yeah. You got three two-way. So Tyson Etienne and Tosan is on a two-way, and there's one two-way left open. If Tosan is gone, then there's two ways open, and then you got the regular 15-man roster. So they don't count for the 15-man roster. Tyson and Tosan, they on you know what I'm saying? They're on a two-way, so they're kind of in the NBA, but kind of not type of thing. You know what I'm saying? They're the in-between guys. Just say they're the in-between guys, but your regular roster is 15. You know what I mean? So you got basically you got to put like three guys to the side. You know what I'm saying? For maybes. You know what I'm saying? For your maybes, I say on the roster.
I feel it. So yeah, obviously I'm keeping Diego at the bench. Heavily invested. What you gonna do? Drake Powell, they talking about how he's supposed to come off of the bench behind Terrence Mann and maybe a Howard Smith, Hayward Smith, whatever his name is.
They might be flipping him.
But okay, it might be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not going to be Ben Seraph. I'm not high on Ben Seraph. I'm not high on Jordy Fernandez trying to play and develop 5 players in that first season. In this second season as a head coach, you want him to play and develop 5 seasons. Nobody did that. This is a whole record. Shooting Cam Thomas. I'm heavily invested in Cam Thomas. I'm putting him in a situation where he's the number 1 or 2 option on the offensive side of the ball. Clowney, I want him to play defense the way we think he could play defense. And if he do, find him on the break. Diego should be looking for Noah Clowney on the fast break. On the pick and roll, I want to see a pick and roll between Diego and Noah Clowney. I want to see a pick and pop between Diego and Noah Clowney. I want to see Clowney pop out to the 3-point line. I want to see Clowney go to the basket off of the roll. I want to see them play well together. I'm definitely heavily invested in seeing that P&R between Noah Clowney and Diego DeMint. Tyrese Martin, I'm saying, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? You got the NBA contract, you good. But that's it. He got it. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna fit on.
That's not even a full list, though. You're missing, I think, 2 guys. Fambo still missing out, and Grant Nelson still got a contract too to the invite for the well, damn.
That's a 10-day, I think you're saying. Exhibit deal.
Yeah. Fambo got the exhibit 10. I don't know. He got Grant Nelson just got an invite. I think. I don't know if he got a contract. He got an invite.
Hold on. Ashton said Ashton Fiducia. He said that name. Wow.
And so Raph? Come on,
He
Ashton.
said,
Come on.
no, listen, we don't know. I don't know his game. I'm not familiar with his game. Maybe Ashton knows his game. Maybe he's seen him play. Actually, a fan of Ben Seraph before he got to the Brooklyn Nets. We don't know. You know what I mean? You saying that that's a you know what I mean? Behind who? Behind Cam Thomas? Behind MPJ? Why did what make you think? Is he a 3-level scorer? Like, you know, that's a bold statement. You know what I'm saying?
The panel just to prove he not Ben Seraph.
Mm-hmm. Right. That is Ben Seraph, right?
Right. That's Ben Seraph. Yeah. That's why he feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
No, Ben can play, bro. I just, you know what I'm saying? He don't have a likable style, but the dude can hoop, bro. Don't sleep on Ben. I don't know if he's gonna be an NBA player or not, but the dude can hoop. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep.
No, I don't know what you said.
He needs a jump shot, Ice. Like, he needs some type of jump shot. That mid-range shot he's got right now is whack. He needs some elevation there.
Yeah.
Well, what does he do? I seen him in the summer league. I was not impressed.
Yeah, summer league.
I was looking for him to prove me wrong. I've been wrong. You know,
summer league, he's not gonna prove you wrong in the summer league. You know, he showed you a little bit of something, but you know what I'm saying? I sent you a video where he was working. I sent you the video where he was working out. He was working on his, you know what I'm saying, coordination skills and all that. You know what I mean? On TikTok.
Right,
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't have picked him, but I don't like his game. But the dude can hoop. You know what I'm saying? He can hoop. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if he's gonna make it or not, but the dude can hoop.
It's crazy to me because I was still just thinking about the other day that we were still talking about the rules and all that.
Oh, we fit to get to that part of the show right now. Go ahead, though, Jay.
It's just crazy to me that most of the Nets fan base appreciate the skill of getting a basket least in the game of basketball.
Right.
I feel like that should be the person that should be
talk your shit, Jay. Let me get Jay the big screen.
Especially on a team where it's hard to score a basket. A lot of the time, like, we don't even got nobody that can score a basket, but everybody keeps saying, yo, we need to prioritize defense the most and stop other people from scoring baskets, but we can't score a basket in the game of basketball.
Mm-hmm. Talk that shit.
Like that, I feel like that should be top priority to get the ball in the basket in a game of basketball.
Mm-hmm. But if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna go there, then you gotta speak of the atrocities. You gotta speak of the bad narratives around a certain scorer that can score with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? And then the rest of them. You feel what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I get the fact that, they want to hype up other players on other teams. I get that, Jay. But I ponder why see the grass is greener on that sign if not pay attention to your own lawn?
I think I figured it out. These Nets fans are so used to seeing baskets being scored on them. That they think that defense is priority. They like, it's too many niggas coming up in here putting up 50 and 40, so we need defense. That's what.
No, hold on. Let me defend my take, because that was what I said. I said the defense and how I think Yago and Ben Seraph should be big. And since they are big guards, they need to be good on the perimeter and have good defense on the 3-point line. And I'm saying that to say that Kerry Kittles, Richard Jefferson, and Jason Kidd was a large part of the defense when they had the number one defense when we went to the finals. And I think the offense starts with great defense, because if you got great defense, and great rebounding, then you get the style of play that the Brooklyn Nets want. The first part of the offense on the 24-second shot clock that the Brooklyn Nets want is to run it or have possession from a fast break. That's the first way they want to create offense. We forget the X's and O's, Jay. We're not talking half-court basketball. We're not talking pick and rolls, pick and pops. We ain't talking none of that shit. We talking straight defense, because the first offense they want to get to is the fast break. They want them transition points. They want Yago. They want Nolan. They want Ben Seraph. They want them to push the break. They want to see what they can do. Even they want to spread the offense. They're not even necessarily going to the basket. They on a fast break. They'll try to look for the wing to hit a three on a fast break. I seen that shit. It's nasty. But at the end of the day, that's what they want to do. So that's why I was stressing defense. And to your point, yes, you got Jay. I get what you're saying, bro. Like when it comes down to half court offense and you can't score from a fast break, you need somebody that's good at putting the basketball in the basket. Because the name of the game is basketball. I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
And we should stop devaluing certain players for being able to score a bucket better than anybody else. But Cam Thomas, you know what I mean?
Right. This is the most interesting thing to me is because Drake Powell, Yago, and Ben Seraph can help the Brooklyn Nets have a better perimeter defense. Terry Mance too. I heard him talking this shit about how he in his prime. I'm like, oh boy, everybody gonna try to get minutes. He in the way of the rookies. Y'all talk about Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is not in the way of none of these rookies developing. But I guarantee you that Terrence Mann, watch him. You don't want him taking too many minutes from Drake Powell.
But hold up though. I saw ain't Terrence Mann from Brooklyn? Didn't he say that?
Yeah, he born in Brooklyn, but he's from Delaware.
Okay. I like that though. I like the hometown shit. I ain't know that. That might have just flipped my whole perspective on him. Give a kid a chance, man.
Yeah, Terrence Middleman.
But you already think he gonna take minutes from the players?
Not worried about it, Breen.
He from Brooklyn, man. He skipped the line.
He'll likely be the backup if Cam Thomas resigns. He's likely the backup, and Powell will get minutes in between parts of the season. That's probably what will be the setup if Cam resigns. Now, if Cam don't resign, Terrence Mann's likely the starting shooting guard, which I know, Breezy, you're gonna have a lot of complaints about.
That's terrible, bro.
Nah.
Like y'all really think that I'm gonna let y'all get away with making it okay for Terrence Mann to be the starting shooting guard over Cam Thomas?
No, we're not making it okay. You know what I'm saying? We're not making it okay.
No, that's Sean Marks. That's Sean Marks, Breezy.
Y'all ready to embrace it? Like y'all just ready to welcome him?
But you gotta say you gotta
make noise, bro. I gotta kick up some dust. I gotta.
And then the Nets gonna disrespect.
Nah, man, we know what it is. But
we went from a boy to a man.
Yo. Nah, we gotta say both sides because if he signed a qualifying offer, Breeze, you already know he gone. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
you gotta talk both sides. It ain't only one side. You know what I'm saying? Him coming back ain't only one side. There's two sides, but Terrence Mann, I'm not worried about Terrence Mann taking minutes away. You probably only going to get two rookies playing this season. You know what I mean? You only going to get two until later on during the season, or they might get called up here and there. Even the dudes on the two-way might get called up before the rookies in the G League. You know what I mean? That's how it might work. They might stay down there.
Ice, break it down, bro. Unpack that. Tell us what you mean, bro. You said only two rookies gonna get minutes. What two?
Yeah, so like if Yang gonna start, you know what I'm saying, which they say he should and he might, you know what I'm saying, and then Traore, I think, is the other point guard because we really don't have other point guards. Terrence Mann can run point guard sometimes, but other than them two, we don't really have a point. So you're gonna probably need them two to play. Like you got a lot of wings. You got, you know what I'm saying? If you got Clowney back, you got Zaire back if he signs, when his contract goes through. Then you got, you know what I'm saying, the other guys fighting spots, Keon and all them, they might all be gone. So you know what I'm saying? Like you're not worried. The only position that you really worried about this season is your point guard. Like Cam's should be signing back. I'm gonna leave it positive. Cam should be signing back. So we're not worried about a two guard. Only the point guard position you are actually worried about not having someone to run point, even though they say, like John put that thing out where they said that they don't even have a point guard, but it's not true. They got point guards. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Steve Hetzel said, Ice, which was interesting to me. I didn't know where he was coming from on that. I think it's more the fact that he wants everybody to play positionless basketball. It doesn't have to be one guy leading the ship. It's a team-style thing. But you do need a number one guy eventually. That's my only worry about that. You can't just have guys play out position all the time.
let's keep it real. Like that's not what winning basketball is, bro. From what we see as examples. As examples, you need Giannis to be Giannis. There wasn't no balance between him and Middleton. Like, yeah, Middleton, he showed up and he did what he did, but the consistency of Giannis, if Giannis would have been injured and would have stayed injured, they not winning that championship. You feel what I'm saying? He came back off of that injury and they won that championship. But the point is that he is the leader of that team. Ain't no misunderstanding about, oh no, he's like, he got the hot hand, pass it to him. I've seen Kenny Atkinson doing that with Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert, and even Joe Harris. Not much really offense was ready for Jared Allen. He would get the pick and roll a little bit, but those three, yeah, he was going to them. He was seeing what they could do. If they was going to play the 1 and the 2, we was going to know. And I think he did good that way because he was focused on like 2, maybe 3 players being player developed. So the whole thing that Ice talking about, you know what I'm saying, 2 players, I'm cool with that. Don't put Jordy Fernandez in those situations where you got to fucking player develop 5 players at once. Like, stop.
Nah, he should. He's the one who said he could do it.
Focus on him and the coaching staff, maybe 3. I would say, you know what I mean? Yegor, I would say, I got my 3. I would say Drake, Yegor. You know what I'm saying? I want to say Ben Surratt, but I want to say I like Nolan. I like Nolan over Ben Surratt. Just because they got a big part of Yegor.
They got to hit at least 3 out of 5 of these guys to justify this draft. Drafting 5 guys at least 3 out of 5. 2 out of 5, I'll be okay with. 3 out of 5, though, should be unnecessary for this team. I think Jordy, though, he wanted this. Jordy said he could turn anybody into a solid player, so I hope he could do it with all 5 guys because every one of them should be contributing to this team in some factor, even if they're going to be some of them going to be bench guys. Like, he has to get him adequate playing time this year. And what I said is true. A lot of these guys spend time in the G League, but Yegor especially should be starting this whole year. He should be getting a lot of development. Like, none of these guys should be taking back steps for the vets. The vets should be taking back steps for the young guys this year because this is about developing the young guys. That should be the goal this year, hopefully.
No, but you can't do that if you got guys to move. If you got Terrence Mann to showcase, if you got MPJ to showcase.
That's the balancing act, though, Ice. That's what Jordy has to figure out this year. He didn't do it last year, remember? He played the vets too much.
So you can't really say that, like, the vets can't take over minutes. They're supposed to. Because, you know what I'm saying, those are your guys as assets. The other guys, like, you can send them to the G and get all the minutes they, you know what I'm saying, necessary. They run the same style of play down there sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And they give them the what do you call it? You know what I'm saying? You can do what you want down here, learn how to do these things and play your game down here. You know what I'm saying? Upstairs, when you come to the NBA, you got to kind of switch up. You got to kind of fit in. So the rookies down there is actually better for them to go down there and have free range on learning how to dribble or creating or shooting where there's no real pressure. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you come up to the NBA level, like you got to perform or you sit on the bench. So the guys that you got in front that's getting paid, you want them out the door. So they got to perform. They got to get the minutes they need to look as best as they can so you can move them. You know what I mean? For other guys. So I'm not, like I said, I don't really be worried about the rookies in time right now. It's probably 2 rookies and everybody else go to the G when we move these guys or we, you know what I'm saying, decide that we want to lose. If we want to lose in a certain way, then they'll call them guys up. Just like they did last year. The whole G League, you know what I'm saying, the 2-way guys, come on up. You know, then we could work, you know what I'm saying, then we could run. But for the most part, Jordy going to try to win from the beginning of the season and then, you know what I'm saying, we might tail off later and fall back and let them guys play.
Yeah, now I'm with you, bro. Look, all I'm trying to say is this, bro. Cam Thomas with these rookies, if it makes sense, that's going to mean something. Let him play with these rookies and let's see what really happens when he, like, really lead the team. Like, y'all want to give the team to MPJ. I think that's corny. I think given a free agent, he ain't got no chemistry with Jordy Fernandez as a head coach. Give the keys to Cam Thomas. Y'all, all of this controversy, the media, I swear, I tell y'all this every offseason, the media, they love to do this shit. They love trying to be bigger than basketball, bro. I love basketball. I love being part of the media, but I ain't bigger than basketball. I'm here because I love basketball. I want to talk about basketball. And again, outside of the contracts, when you see Cam Thomas next to these players, bro, it's going to make sense, bro. They're going to double who? Cam Thomas? Wow, Yego's at the perimeter waiting for it. You already see that he can space the floor. In the summer league, he could hit the three, so that means the defense has to respect his pump fake. Do I trust Yego after a pump fake? Yes. Hit one dribble pull up, one dribble look for the post man for in the dunking spot. Yes. Cam Thomas makes sense with this team, bro. And like I said, pushing the issue. Cam Thomas with any superstar that would come to this team, KD, if he would have stayed, any superstar that's out there right now that you can name, if the team is built around those two, bro, be a championship contending team. That's not cap. Am I right? I put that in the title.
I'll tell you this, Breeze. You definitely got to keep an eye on the Cavs situation with Donovan Mitchell. The Cavs are second favorite team right now. Max Strus and Gallner deal with injuries. They have Lonzo Ball on their bench, which is a really bad move. If the Cavs don't win this year, the following season, they might try to trade Donovan Mitchell before he could walk in free agency in 2027. Mitchell on this team, man, I would be stoked about because Donovan Mitchell is a New York guy through and through, and he's a superstar. So I definitely think Donovan Mitchell is a guy to keep an eye on.
I'm not with it, bro.
That
These
don't make
players
no
that
sense
don't
to
beat the
me.
Knicks.
Wait. You know Mitchell hasn't had a secondary star with him in Utah and with the Cavs to rely on.
I'm not. Darius Garland take Norway. He's next to or give him the freedom.
But he's the same type of undersized guard that don't play defense.
Hold on. The real contrast is who was in the backcourt with Donovan Mitchell in Utah and who's in the backcourt with him in Cleveland. The guard Darius is way better than who he was with in Utah.
No, Darius has not been better. Wait, Breeze. When has Darius been reliable the last 2 years with Donovan Mitchell? The guy's been injury prone, and he hasn't stepped up to play when it matters most. Donovan Mitchell is one of the best playoff basketball players in the NBA. Ask guys; he'll give you the stats. Mitchell has never had a secondary star that can match him. Like
what I'm saying is, I don't want to move the goalposts. I want to talk about Cam Thomas with these rookies. Everybody want to talk about his contracts, but nobody really want to talk basketball. When Cam Thomas is next to the rookies and they playing together as teammates, that's really hooping, bro. I just broke down a whole scenario about how Cam Thomas and Yego is good together. I ain't get no nothing about it. But soon as it's about a contract and how it don't make sense between the Nets and Cam Thomas, y'all want to talk about that shit for 2 hours. But when we're just talking the basketball side, the actual fan is watching the game side of the thing, bro. Yes. This team is hard to stop if y'all give Cam Thomas the green light like they supposed to.
We don't know that though.
Hold on. Mikal Bridges, Sean Marks gave KD the green light to do whatever. Get players, trade players, whatever. That didn't work. Same thing with Kyrie. You ain't want to do it with him. Okay, what happened behind that? Nothing really worked in our favor because of the trade and for the most part, right? We got Dorian Finney-Smith. Shit didn't work out. Case in point is, okay, it didn't work. You want to go to all of these different players that didn't get draft here, but you'll give power to players that wasn't here. A player that seen all of your flaws, all of the good things about you, the bright sides about you. They can say, well, yeah, I understand, could have did it like this, but I see if they do this, you know what I mean? They can make it right. Like, y'all want to look past all of that, bro. Again, at the end of the day, when that happens, when they actually play basketball next to each other, you're going to see it's true.
You got to take the contract and prove it, Breeze. If he takes the contract and proves it, then we'll see for a year. I hope he can do it. I really do. If Thomas could show you for a full season for 60, 70 games that he can be on that level, it changes his whole financial future situation. But he has to take the money that the Nets offered him. If he takes that $6 million qualifying offer, like I said, his future is set in stone, not being a part of our team. So I hope if this is a struggle right now about the player team option, hopefully him and Marks can resolve that quickly, but he needs to agree to that deal.
Somebody got an echo. Oh, man. Yo, what I'm saying is, look, he watched Cam Johnson get paid. Look at Nick Claxton get paid. Bro, Jalen Wilson got paid. Tyrese Martin got paid. All of these players, and you trying to make it seem like they on their level. That's a lie. You need a dominant scorer, like Jay was saying. You need somebody that's going to score the ball in a heavy way. Don't pretend like being the elite scorer is something that's not on the market. Every time I hear that shit, it grinds my gears. Like, It's an elite scorer. The name of the game is basketball, and y'all talking about it's no market for them. No, that's the media narrative painting this picture around him because what? He not thinking he's a jolly good fellow with Modelo's. Yo, listen, man. Some people just come to work and they the best workers. They come to work, they do the job, and they go home. They got a slack 5 with everybody. Huh? Make it to every function. Huh? But is it because we not all the way cool? You like all your co-workers? You gotta be cool with everybody to where you act to for you to do your job correctly. You gotta make sure they're smiling. Make sure that Modelo's are ice cold. What are we talking about?
You just got to take the contract and prove it.
Even if Cam Thomas is an introvert, you put him in a situation where you ask him to play basketball. He's a basketball savant. Just give him the keys. He deserves it on this roster. I'm not talking about other rosters in the league and he better than no. I'm not comparing him to nobody. I'm saying on this roster, yes, you're supposed to, even with MPJ and whatever he did and being the third option, bro. Listen. Give Cam Thomas the first option on this roster right now. Put him next to a superstar with a championship contending team. There's no cat in my rat.
There's no guarantee on that, Breeze. And at the end of the day, Cam has to take the money and prove it. He has no resume. At the end of the day, you say a lot of valid things about what he can be, but me and Ice, we have to give the stone cold facts of he has to show it on a resume sheet this season with the young guys. If he could establish some all-star votes, solid numbers, 25, 5 and 6, something like that, it changes everything with Cam Thomas. But he has to show it for a full season, Breeze. He has not done it yet. Like, we have to see it actually happen before we could really start saying that that's a possibility.
What I'm saying is everybody trying to overlook, he doesn't do the other things. No, scoring is more important than a lot of the other things. Let's be clear.
Like, well, if you have one option, you got to do a lot of everything.
Let me finish this soliloquy without a debate.
Okay.
Bro, the scoring is more important than other things. A person that gets more as points than assists, yeah, you could debate any of the stuff that I'm saying, but in general, bro, a scorer at I would say high 40%, shy of 50% percentage. You know what I'm saying? Shooting at a percentage of that, scoring at an elite level, somebody that you could go to in the fourth quarter. I've seen Brooklyn. I've seen as a Nets fan on every Net fan that I love, bro. I've seen the fourth quarter and we don't know what to do. I've seen us get back into the games until 5 minutes in the fourth quarter and the game slowed down because it's a half-court situation. Now it ain't about entertainment. It's about who's going to win and lose this game. And it happens in that 5 minutes. I'm telling you, you got somebody like Cam Thomas, he can create he can make the defense move around when they're uncomfortable. Because now they got to double him and leave a man open to guard him. Because they can't rely on one guy to guard him. How long y'all think it's a regular until it's a regular thing that Cam Thomas beats doubles? You think he just always gonna get trapped and always get doubled and throw turnovers? Y'all don't think it's some of the teammates' responsibility to stay close to Cam Thomas if they know the double is coming? Like, yo, bro, the narrative around him being an elite scorer and other things that he doesn't do is supposed to be more important than his scoring. It's not. It's not. Yep. In this particular situation going into next season, it's not. So that's what I'm saying. They need to just be attentive to the matter at hand, give them the keys, and see what happens with the rookies.
But you saying So I'm gonna put it like this: he has the hardest thing to do in the NBA down, which is scoring, right? Because you can score like that, you don't automatically get the keys. That's what John's trying to tell you. And I said the same thing. Just because you have the hardest thing down is everything that comes behind that scoring. You have the gift of all gifts. You know what I'm saying? Put the ball in the hoop. He can do that at the highest level. But can he do everything else at the regular level where everybody else is getting paid where he wants to be at? That's the question. You saying double team, and Edward got double team and he got messed up a few times, man. It's on the player. I forget who they was playing. It might have been OKC that they was playing, and they doubled him as soon as he crossed half court, and he gave it up almost every time, bro. He struggled with it, and they kept doing it. Every other game, they will blitz him like that and mess up his whole rhythm, bro. So it's on the player. You can't say like the teammates. Yeah, the teammates play a part, but it's up to you to read. Okay, they're gonna start double teaming me here. So from here, I got to move the ball earlier. You know what I'm saying? To get somebody else open. That's the
bro,
part
let's call it what it is, bro.
That matters too.
Bro, let's call it what it is. We gotta go to Brooklyn, Alabama. I see him on the pen, and John too, and we gotta get to the rules and all of that. But bro, if he's coming past half court, bring the ball up ice. It is up to, for one, the whoever with him coming up court, a teammate, in my opinion, to set a pick. You know the double coming for Cam Thomas. So you set a pick at the half court. Make the defense move around. Don't put your teammate in a tough situation and say, oh, well, you should have did this, then did that. No, if you my teammate and you know it's coming, I expect you to help me. Duh. I'm not going to see everything, but the stuff that I do see, I'm going to help you with because I'm your teammate. Like, that's the part that I never get. You ever say, oh, he's a Chuck. Everybody's standing around on the elbow in the corner, three-pointer, letting him run ISO. He's not a Chuck. Nobody even sent him a pick. It's nobody for him to pass it to. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, they got to be better teammates to Cam Thomas. They can't just be leaving him on an island for him to just be slicing and dicing everybody up. That's not what he's going to do, bro. He's not that. He ain't taking wild deep three-pointers neither. He's going to the paint. He's strong, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah, and yeah, I'm next to Giannis, next to KD, next to Curry, next to a healthy Kawhi. Bro, this dude is contending with a championship. Like, so some of these players with high IQ, John, they know what to do if a player like Cam Thomas get double.
Breezy,
why do you think they don't?
In theory, what you're saying could be right, but it goes back to Cam has to get through a full season to prove it. And a lot of guys have given Cam his props offensively, just like you said. But at the end of the day, if you want him to be the primary superstar, you have to be good at a set of different things. Guys like Shane, Don Mitchell, they're good at different things. So they all great at solid defense constantly? No. But they still give you all the other intangibles that you need. The problem with this organization right now with Cam Thomas is they took away his optionality to be a point guard on this team. If Cam was running point, like you said, and scoring at a high clip, he is probably the number one guy or number two guy on this team. But they want him to just be a scoring guard. When you're essentially a scoring guard, you have to be more efficient. You have to be a good playmaker. But everything else, Cam is not solid at. He doesn't have no athleticism, no defense. He's not a tall player. So you need a lot to make him the top guy on this team. And if this organization right now, they clearly don't want to do that. So Breezy, yes, if you got a superstar on this team, they're the number one guy, and Cam is probably the number two guy. But right now, we are far away from that because we are missing intangible pieces to being a solid championship team right now. So you're saying it's good in theory, but there's a lot of error in your theory. There's a lot of error.
No, what intangible pieces?
Intangible pieces like we need an actual center. We don't have that right now. We need an actual power forward. Don't have that right now.
Okay, so
we don't even know who our point guard is right now.
What you mean, like an anchor in the paint? Somebody's
a center that could defend against the opposing big and offensively score. We don't know if we have that on the team right now. We're stuck with Claxton right now, which is a nightmare. So we are missing certain intangibles.
He's out of place. It should be a Roman 4, but he don't shoot the midi or he don't shoot the 3-pointer. He's a traditional 4.
Yeah, but Breeze, all I'm saying is the fact that with what we did on drafting, we drafted all these playmakers, but there were opportunities to get 3-and-D guys that Ice was talking about, like a Nick Clifford, or getting Rasheer Fleming, or getting an actual big man like a Maliwak, like Sean Marks, got all these playmakers. Why? To do the things that Cam Thomas can't do. That's what we're trying to say here is the fact that we all like what Cam could do offensively, but we're looking at what they're trying to do right now, and they're essentially telling Cam to just be a 2, but we don't even have the other pieces to complement Cam if he ever wants to be number one guy on this team. So we're not really going to know.
If you going to compliment him, Drake Powell compliment him.
In a theory, you're saying, Breeze, we haven't seen it yet. We got to actually see it for the first 2 months.
And everything that Cam Thomas don't do, that's what you do. You get a players that don't do what he do. Now you have all players, like you don't expect Drake Powell to score like Cam Thomas, Yeager. You don't expect any of these players that we drafted to score like Cam Thomas. Exactly. Cam Thomas can't do what they do. They cannot do what Cam Thomas do. They points together. In my opinion, like you said, they're not proven. So I don't expect them to come together and score the ball the way Cam Thomas do collectively. I expect them to, you know what I'm saying, learn how to play next to each other as teammates this very season. But to say that they're scoring together replaces Cam Thomas one player scoring, no, I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I think you wouldn't miss Cam Thomas on defense with those players. But you'll miss them all.
No, we gotta stop that argument, bro. A lot of that is first off, if anything, Drake Powell probably is the closest one to Cam Thomas on the team. It's just he wasn't utilized that well at UNC, I believe. But he has the scoring prowess. That's the thing. Like a lot of people don't really necessarily watch these guys or usually do research, but Drake Powell is close to that. If anything, I would say they will be more lenient to let go of Cam Thomas due to having Drake Powell, who is a 2 guard. I hear, he can play the 3. He is a 2 guard. First and foremost, like that is how you best utilize Drake Powell. He's the typical 2 guard height. He has the length. He has the athleticism. He can get to the mid range. He can shoot the 3 at a high clip. If they were to get him and unleash him on this team, he'll be a problem. I truly do. But I mean, with Cam,
Marcus Hodges. I watched Marcus Hodges.
He got an ISO game too. If you seen him in high school, you know they was doing. He was behind seniors getting 35 minutes per game on UNC. He barely got minutes.
But you know what the real question is? The real question is he the one and only two-way player on our team?
I mean, we got Zaire. We got some defenders, but I mean, I don't think we got a plethora of 3D guys.
I've been playing some good basketball last year. I ain't gonna.
But I mean, with Cam Thomas, I just think, with the score, he is a excellent scorer. I just think when you compare him to the scorers we've seen, these scorers was leading their teams to 50 plus win records. Like Kobe Bryant is a scorer, Harden is a scorer. Like these dudes was leading. Even if you want to say Allen Iverson led his team to a finals as 5'9", 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? He was surrounded. His team was not that great. He had a washed up Mutombo at the time with Eric Snow in them. Like, and he got that team one game in the finals against Kobe at 6 feet. So these scorers, they come into the league and they score, but they have the other intangibles that allow them to do other things that can lead them to 50 plus win records, and these franchises trust him. Can Thomas get there? I think so, but
he needs to trust.
It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while.
But that's why I'm saying, like, not to switch lanes. That's why I always, like when AI got number 1, right? When AI went, where would the Nets go? You know what I'm saying? What draft pick we got?
For what, in that draft?
That was 13 when we got Kerry Kittles.
Let me see.
Because we passed up on Kobe and we got Kittles, I think. My point is that the 76ers always get the high draft picks. Whether it be from AI till now, bro. They just got a top 3 pick.
That team's in trouble. If Embiid and George are injured, that team ain't going anywhere. That team is crashing.
That shit crazy, man. Them NBA players to be on them podcasts, getting comfortable, living that NBA life. That podcast money coming in, they ain't gonna be hurt.
Yeah, Breeze, we got Kittles in that draft.
Mm-hmm.
At 8.
Yeah. Oh, he was in the top 10. Damn.
Yeah. Same place we got Yegor at 8.
Mm-hmm. Yegor. Did he have a career for the Nets like Kerry Kittles?
Oh my God.
Be the defender Kerry Kittles is.
Oh, man.
Kerry Kittles.
Damn, that fucking draft was loaded, dog. Damn. Yo. That's crazy work.
Your mic low, Jay.
96 draft. Yeah, that 96 draft is crazy.
Next year's draft looks even crazier, Ice. You and me been looking into it. It's going to be crazy. Next year, Breeze. You
traded in 96?
No, 96 draft that you was asking about. That's when they got drafted.
No, I'm saying John said that the next draft going to be crazier than that. I'm like,
okay.
Oh, it's looking really good. Listen, Breeze, you want to talk? This is an important thing to tie into Cam Thomas' situation. His future will be dictated a lot by who we draft next year. Next year for the Nets, they got to get a top 5 guy. There are potential 5 guys in next year's draft that have franchise potential. Just based on who me and Ice have looked at so far, there are guys to look at like Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, Cam Boozer, Nate Amont, and Tunde Yasafu. The guy looks like Anthony freaking Edwards Jr., bro. Like next year's draft is make or break for the Nets, man.
If we got the same scouts, I don't got no faith in them, man. If we got the same scouts, I don't know. And we got 1 pick next year instead of 5. They have 5 picks and they pick who I wanted them to pick. Next year they got 1.
It's make or break, Jay. Unless we have to go back out and get a star. Next year's the last chance to do this organically.
The last time they had a back-to-back situation getting into the lottery, they 1 year they focus on the guard, and 1 year they focus on the big man. They got Derek Coleman and they got Kenny Hens. So case in point is they focus on the guard this year. Why everything gotta be a guard? I know Darren Peterson in the guard. Why you can't? What's the next big man? Why we can't get Cam Boozer? You know what I'm saying? Get Cam Boozer. You know what I'm saying? Like
the wings are great next year.
Like why keep focusing on back court once you already got Cam Thomas? Y'all acting like he expendable. He not. I would never let y'all think that I agree with y'all when it comes to that shit. He's not an expendable player. You cannot just replace Cam Thomas with any player. You cannot. He's an impact
If AJ
player.
and Cam Boozer is off the board, you do not pass up on Darren Peterson.
Thank you, LM. Thank you.
No, I never said that. I said Cam, but Cam Boozer for the argument of it is what?
Right, but even if Cam is there, you don't pass up on Darren Peterson. It don't matter. I don't care if we got Yegor and Cam Thomas.
So you picking Peterson over Cam Boozer?
Yo.
If he's off the board, yeah.
Breeze,
I'm not passing up on Peterson.
Yeah, you might.
If he is on the board,
he would definitely be the player that you couldn't replace Cam with easily.
I said that on the show before. I've said it too on the show.
Bro, you can replace him easy with Peterson. It's not even a thought. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, if he's on the board, Cam is definitely, unless he can run the 1, and then you could, you know what I'm saying, do that too. But definitely, if you wanted to replace him, that's what you would go get. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
And Ice, tell him about Tunde, man. Anthony Edwards Jr., bro. He looks just like him, carbon copy. Yeah, tell him, Ice.
Tunde moving up in the rankings right now. That's for legit and Edwards Jr., like legit. Walk. You know how Kobe walked like Jordan and talk like Jordan? Like Tunde is the exact same thing for Ant Edwards. Like the exact jumping the same, walk the same, dribble the same, damn near shoot the same. Like athleticism is not quite like Ant, but his is up there. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, he's like a carbon copy of Ant Edwards. You know what I'm saying? For Tunde.
Next year's draft is going to be insane. For the Nets, it is make or break for their entire future. There is no tomorrow if we don't get a top 5 guy. It is essential. It is everything in next year's draft. It really is.
Hold on. Dren 23. What's the top 3?
Because I don't trust them scouts.
So Ice, how you calling the top 3 for next year's draft?
How I'm putting it right now?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm not sure. I need to see them. I need to see them play some more. But the order is right now is Peterson, AJ, and Cam. That's the order for right now on most mock draft. They saying Peterson is better, looks better than AJ, but once they get to college, that could change. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So hold on. AJ play what?
He can play the 3, the 4. He can play the 2 too. He's 6'9", bro. Him and Cam Booz is 6'9". Darren Peterson is 6'5".
Okay.
So Darren Peterson can play 1, 2, and then Cam Boozer, mostly you want to put him at the 4, but AJ can play 2, 3, or 4. You know what I mean?
What about Macau Brown? You heard about him?
Yeah, point guard. He a point guard.
I don't think we need him though. Since he's got all these guards, I wouldn't put him in my top bracket next year just based off who we need. I agree with what you said, Breeze. A wing, it should be the top of the priority list for any team. But like LM said, if Darren Peterson is there at 3 somehow, you got to take him just because he's really good. But even Nate Ahmad too, 6'11", that guy has a potential Kevin Durant skill set in his arsenal. He's a guy nobody's really looking at too much in that top 5. He could break out too.
Macau Brown just got the hot name right now. He out here handling business right now. You know what I'm saying? As a point guard, doing everything, putting up points, looking like he's unguardable. You know what I'm saying? Shooting 3, dishing the rock, athletic. You know what I'm saying? He's doing everything.
I mean, you even got Caleb Wilson coming out. You got Jaden Clayton is coming out. You got Braden Burry's coming out. I think Cayenne can possibly be in there. Isaiah Evans, a lot of people. Like the top 10 might be loaded just with franchise or at least all-star talent players.
Facts.
In the top 10 alone.
Facts.
Like, so I mean, even if for a team, even if you're 6 in that draft, you lucked out. You could possibly get an all-star or franchise.
But why fans don't see Cam Thomas with these guys opposed to him taking his spot? What about that?
Why fans don't? Because like what John was saying, like he's got to show. It's not that they really don't, because where they want to put Cam is 6 man, and that's not where you want to put him. They want him as the 6 man on the team because they know if they grab somebody else and Cam come off the bench, it's firework. I'm saying
exactly.
But no, hold on. But what I'm saying is, until then, look how much that happened and where he shouldn't have been the 6 man. Like, think about all of the narrative around him and think about when he actually should have been 6 man on this team. He shouldn't have been coming off the bench for Mikal Bridges.
Nah, but that was the strategy. I wouldn't have let him come off the bench for Bridges, but that was the coach's strategy.
So when was he supposed to be a 6 man on this team? Like the percentage of games that he played, how many of those games? 50%, 70%? No, he wasn't supposed to be a bench guy on this team for 90% of the roster.
Yeah,
KD gonna say he come off the bench for them, okay. But other than that, I don't get this narrative neither.
Yeah, but
if Mikal get traded here and he stinks it up. Instead of him averaging 25 that last 12 games, he stinks up the joint.
Right. He would have never got the 6 picks. Yeah.
Right. I think they maneuver and be like, yo, let's give it to Cam. I just think they was riding that Mikal hype. And the next year they was like, yo, we going with Mikal as our top guy.
Right. Also, Sean was in denial with the Twins. That was a denial type timeline that we were at with the Twins. We didn't know where the hell we were going. They thought, Donovan Mitchell or Giannis would come play with Mikal Bridges, which Mikal didn't want to be here. So we, by showcasing him that first half, like Elam said, it worked to our benefit. Yeah, Cam was better than him offensively, but he needs to be the secondary guy so we could get rid of Bridges at the right time. And it worked out for us.
Hold on. To add more context to this conversation we having now, I wanted to pull up this clip. I shout out to Brooklyn LM. He said something that made me remember this. And I just want y'all to hear what he said before we all recap it. Y'all probably know what I'm going to say, so I'll go last. But I want y'all to hear this, and then we're going to get to it.
I had a terrible summer league. Damn. I knew I was an NBA player, though. I had a mini camp, and I'm averaging 44 points a game.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can score better than everybody. I'm better than everybody. Then when I got there, I was still playing like that. I never got in the game. The fuck am I doing wrong? And then Nick Van Exel pulled me to the side. Was like, he make $28 million a year. He make 14. He make 15. He make 8. Pointed out. He's like, you make 1. I'm like, all right, I'm better than them niggas. He was like, do Joe want you on his team?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. He was like, ask him. I'm like, Joe, you want me on your team? Like, shit, I don't know what you can do, young fella, man. I don't know. He was like, he don't want you on your team, dog.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah. He was like, he don't want you on the team.
Y'all want to chime in? Because the thing I wanted to say was that's what it was with Cam Thomas, with Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, the contracts.
Well,
like the contracts be in front of players that's better because of contracts. That's fair.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to explain during this time when you go forward, right? When you get to the other part of that. But that's what I was saying about Cam. That's how he got the shot Tucker name, because he was scoring so much instead of, you know what I'm saying, doing the other things with teammates. I'm gonna let you play the video and then continue. You know what I mean?
You know, I was like, why? He was like, you ain't looking for him. He's like, that nigga want to score. That nigga want to make the All-Star team. You got to learn how to find this nigga. And when he passes to you, make your shot. He going to want to play with you. I figured that shit out. Get the ball to Joe. Look for Joe. Run it down full speed. Find Joe. I started doing that. Joe like, young fella going to be all right. Young fella going to be all right.
You locking in.
Yeah, young fella going to be all right. And then all of a sudden, I was doing that so much. All of a sudden, Josh like, all you do is pass the ball to Joe. I'm like, okay. Let me feed Josh a little bit. Throw him a couple pads, throw him a lob here and there. I was like, fuck scoring. I'm just going to be the best passer. And all of a sudden, Josh, like, he cool. Like, you going to be all right, man, nigga. You keep working on that shit, man. You going to be. Yeah, I was like, okay, just get these niggas the ball. They'll like you. Cool. Because I had Nick Van Exel in my ear. Shout out to Nick. He just be like, man, you can get $8 million, nigga. Fuck all that. Averaging 20, nigga. You can get $8 million, nigga. Fuck that. He was like, once you get the money, then you can say, fuck these niggas. Get the money first. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, let me just start passing this motherfucker. He's like, once they sign you, it's fuck them then. I was like, yeah, I like that.
Now, this is an ex-NBA player saying this.
Yes.
We're going to go to Ice, J, Brooklyn, Allen, everything, Brooklyn, this John. I'll go last. Go ahead, Ice.
That's what I was explaining. Scoring when you got a scoring gift, it's good. And he took, because he had Van Exel, you know what I'm saying, explaining what to do.
A veteran.
Yeah, a veteran in his ear. Like, this is what you do, bro, to get on the court. This is what you do. You know what I'm saying? With these guys that are getting paid. And I feel like Cam didn't have somebody tell him that. He's like, yeah, once you get the game, when you want to score, you don't want to pass type shit. I heard KD say the same thing, but it's levels to it. Like, he rookie, you know what I'm saying, still trying to get paid, still trying to get contracts. And you got to keep dissing. So what he was saying, like, yeah, I'm not even. He brought out another skill instead of knowing that I can score. Like I kept saying about Cam, knowing I can get a bucket whenever I can get a bucket is getting the other guys involved. That makes me look different. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes. That's why Cam got that name of a shot tucker, because he don't do that. He just started doing that to make, you know what I'm saying, finally like that.
But no, right. But hold on. This is what I wanted to say about that very content. The players that he was asking to be passed to better than T. Them players ain't better than him. You feel what I'm saying? Like Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson is not better than Joe Johnson and Josh Howard, bro.
Yeah, but in contact, it was the money. He said he's better. Cam feel like he's better than everybody too, but it's the money. If they can pay more than me, I need to get these dudes to rock, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? They try and get another contract. They, like he said, Joe was trying to be all-star or whatever. Other dudes trying to get other contracts. They might not be on his team or whatever, but I need to make sure, you know what I'm saying, they featured. I'm gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? I can score better than these dudes. So let me get them out the way and then do what I do later. I felt like that was Cam's mistake, and he's starting to learn that now, and to move that name off him as a shot chucker.
Right. That's why I said it should be a little onus on the players not setting screens and being slashes. Like, move around. Like, don't just give him the ball and just stay there in case he's in trouble. He could just pass it to one of you guys. Like, nah. Actually be in the play with him. Should be more than one basketball action. Don't give it to Cam Thomas on the ISO action. Give it to him in a PNR or a drive and kick, but set a screen, a pick, something. Do something. You know what I mean? Instead of just standing around. But I don't know, Brooklyn LM, Jay, how you feel about that concept?
I feel like I've been saying that. Like, it's politics and all of this shit, and it's not just about talent. And that's the shit that makes it corny. Like, It don't matter if you better than somebody else. If they make more than you, they gonna get more minutes than you. Period.
Pretty much. You were so eloquently put, man. That's what it is, man. Shout out to This Is JTV. Subscribe to This Is JTV on YouTube, man. Find that same handle on a lot of different platforms for music. You know what I'm saying? But brother LM, man, what you got on this, bro?
I think Jet T got a, you know what I'm saying? I think he got a point to what he was trying to say. I mean, if you want to look at it, like the players Jet T he was passing to at that point in time, they were better than him. I mean, no disrespect, but it's like Isaiah Joe thinking he better than Jalen and Shea, and like, yo, I can score better than them.
He
Like,
said Isaiah Joe.
I'm just, Isaiah Joe is great, but it's like, you know who the head honchos are. Like, you got to give them the ball, and realistically, that's what, to Ice's point, I feel like they was trying to teach Cam. Like, we know you can score, but if you get these other dudes involved, the perception on you gonna be different. Like, you can get your buckets, do whatever, but niggas not gonna look at you around the league as just a shot chucker. They gonna be like, nah, he balanced. He can do pretty much everything. Like, even niggas in the league that can't even defend, there's people in the league that can't defend like that either. They not great defenders, but they still got an IQ that's for getting guys involved. And then when it comes down to it, they can do their thing. Just, I don't know. I think necessarily I do agree that it is also politics. Like, you might be better than the guy that is getting paid more than you, and you gotta play good soldier and pass the ball and do all of this. But I mean,
Yeah.
Cam Thomas situation, I do think he is better than majority of the guys on this team. But I just think if he would have got that stench off from earlier, it wouldn't be no situation as to where you struggling to pay him. Like, he would have been got the money. They would have been looked at him as, all right, he can get the ball around, he could pass the ball, he gonna hustle on defense, he gonna do whatever's necessary for the W, for the win. You know what I'm saying? So I think Jeff T got a point, but I think in Cam's situation, I think they wanted him to do that with Mikal and Cam Johnson during that time. But I mean, me personally, I wouldn't have done that because I personally, I thought Cam should have been gotten the green light when they was here. Put him in the starting lineup, let him rock next to Mikal and Cam Johnson. But team always does things backwards. But yeah, I agree with Jeff T wholeheartedly. Like, it's mostly a politics thing. It's mostly money. But at the same time, if there is a pecking order, then you got to play your part until you show you can do a little bit of something, and then you elevate and then you get your money. Because Jeff T was an all-star. They was a 60-win team. I think after that he was in the starting lineup, or the whole starting five made the all-star game. They got spanked by LeBron and you got them out of there for a zip. But for the majority of the point, they was all stars. Him, Paul Millsap, Al Horford, that entire team was all stars. So, you know what I'm saying? He did his work. He put his head down, and he got rewarded. So, I think that's just what at this point Cam got to do now, which he to Ice point he not figuring out. But nah, Jeff Teague was on to something with what he was saying.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I mean, that's why I like listening to ex-NBA players. I think it's dope that he got a podcast. I know me and Jay was saying something about that. But yeah, I listen to their podcast, Jay, for sure. As you can see, I put up the content. There may be others. Everything but the next John. What you thought about the content?
Yeah, great points so far. I definitely think politics have played a big role in this. I mean, look, yeah, can you hear me? Freeze, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, politics has definitely played a part in this. I mean, especially the new CBA. Now you can have certain guys making $70 million and other guys going to have to take pay cuts to be like fourth or fifth or sixth options. Like, it's unfortunate the way the NBA dispenses their money, but that's part of the political system of it. And unfortunately, Cam Thomas' situation last summer, before his prove it year, he told the organization, I have nothing to prove. I'm not going back to the bench. I'm unguardable. Like, he put the line in the sand that he wanted to be that guy. And unfortunately, I think Sean and Joe looked at like, okay, Cam still doesn't get it, so let's see what happens this year. And then he only played 25 games. So part of the problem here is Cam politically did himself no favors with that. And now we're in a 3-month Cold War, which should get resolved very soon. I really hope Sean and Cam could resolve this because we do not need this to go into media day with him still unsigned. That would just be a mess and a disaster. So as far as what Cam has to prove this year, you take the 14 mil, let this be a prove year. If you can average a 25, 5, and 6, something like that, you definitely change the conversation for yourself. The fortunate thing with Cam right now is he doesn't have the resume, and he did himself some political disservice there based on some past comments that he said. But in the same vein, Sean and Joe have not exactly run this team the right way. So, like, this is probably one of the weirdest situations for a young player like Cam Thomas, who is so polarizing. But it's like you got to look at the pros and cons of everything. He was in a bad system, but at the same time, he said some things that didn't help his case. And now he's saying, I'm the best guy right now because we have such a crappy team. Unfortunately, that's not going to sway much votes. So for Cam Thomas right now, the best situation is to take the money this year, prove it with the young guys, and see if you can reevaluate your financial situation a year from now. Like, at the end of the day, he just doesn't have the resume, just like Ice keeps saying, and I hope he can prove it this year. I want Cam and these young guys to develop some real chemistry. I'm getting tired of the fact that we keep shuffling the deck every year and keep trying to put new pieces to a puzzle that never ever gets settled. Like, it's unfortunate that we're still dealing with all this crap, especially with the offseason drama. Shouldn't be happening right now. But I seriously hope that this Cam situation gets resolved soon. And if he does take the 14 mil, let this be a prove it year. Prove all the doubters wrong, and then we reevaluate a year from now. It's just unfortunate that Sean and Cam are on such opposite sides of this thing right now. And I hope it gets resolved soon because it shouldn't be going for 2+ months, this Cold War right now. It's been a real stain so far.
Right. We gonna just let that be what it is. But this is the other part of the content that I want to try to see because it's talking about defense. And again, I do think that you need defense to win. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, give me a second. All right, here we go.
Peeling off, which has become the pursuit swipe. Instead of giving up or peeling off, which has become common in today's game. OKC's defenders stay in the play, pursuing the ball, trailing the ball handler like a shadow, and waiting for the perfect moment to swipe the ball free. SGA is a master at this. Watch how he times his swipe perfectly, right as the offensive player is most vulnerable. And this works for a few reasons. OKC's defense is always ready to rotate and help, forcing the offense to protect their gather from those rotating defenders, putting the ball in the perfect position for those pursuing defenders from behind. If you're going to start thinking like OKC's defense, you can never think you're out of position to make a play. And that is no more evident than their ability.
All right. So yeah, see that, right? So basically what I want to show you is that they unison on defense too. Everybody talking about the playmaking on offense, and we hear that a lot. But this is talking about the playmaking on defense, and they all on one accord. They pursue the ball, even if the play they trail that's the common thread that I see. They trail the player and they swipe at the ball. They don't even try to focus on the player. They're looking for the ball to swipe at it. And they were the number 1 defense. You know what I'm saying? Now, they were the number 3 offense, too. So it's not just like it was just defense. So I'm not trying to go all the way with it. But you still to the emphasis on what I said, y'all can see that it's not all the way true, but it's somewhat true. You feel what I'm saying? Like they all on one accord on defense, and they swiping at the ball, they closing lanes, they not giving up on a play. They playing the whole 24-second shot clock. They playing defense,
Yeah,
bro. The better
that's
teams are playing defense to be the better teams in the NBA.
But they did
usually Breeze when you
the league scorer MVP too, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
usually when you like for everybody that's been in basketball programs and growing up and stuff like that, usually what from what I learned, when they teaching you defense, they always say your eyes should be on the ball, not necessarily the
Not
player,
facts.
because you can get lost in the move. You know what I'm saying? You can get crossed over, whatever the case may be. But if your eyes is always on the ball and you following the ball, I think Kobe used to say some shit about how he used to count how many dribbles in his head that the player used to do before they even do it. Like he was counting how many dribbles it would take to get to their spot, to get to the mid range or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, that nigga is a psychopath. But just even counting how many, dribbles to get to their spot, a lot of that is uh on the defensive end, a lot of that is how it works. Especially they showed it in the clip. Usually the guys leave the player because they're trying to intercept the passing lane or something like that. So the player usually be wide open. But for OKC guys, they stay with the guy and they just look for a certain time and place where the ball is runnable and then they strip it. And Shea is heavily good at that. Like, as you can see in the clip, they do that very well. A lot of that may be communication. They may do that in like practice drills that they do, but also they've been together for a while. You know what I'm saying? So on the court, they probably have that chemistry on defense as to where, they play one-on-ones with each other, running 5v5s with each other. So they probably communicate that in
But
practice
nah, but for
and they
clarity,
execute on the court.
for clarity, Brooklyn LM for a while, you what, 2-3 seasons?
Yeah, around 2 or 3 seasons around now. I think now what they head into they fourth season together. Um, so they've been together for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be communicated on the court. You're gonna see that on the court where them communicating defense like that. Like everybody follow the ball. Don't let the guy get to his stop and then run over to get in the passing lane. Like make sure you stay with him. And if you see a spot where the ball is runnable, just swipe and steal. Like to me, that's they definitely the best at that. For real.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Even a summer league team was playing like that, bro. Even a summer league team was playing like that, bro. That was amazing. I ain't never seen a summer league team come out and play defense like that at all. Like you said, the unison is there, the timing is there, the cooperation. You know what I'm saying? Players know what other players need to be. They all know
Right.
where they need to rotate at. They all know where they need to be at, and it's difficult. They was smashing teams with their defense in summer league, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit was wild to watch.
I mean,
That shit was wild to watch. I'm like, yo, do these niggas got like a specific defensive plan for every rookie they draft? Like they just like throw it up like, yo, once you in this organization, this what we doing defense. Like that
that's
shit
what
was
the
wild to
system is
watch in
supposed
summer
to
league.
be, man. That's how systems work. You're supposed to, work the system.
That Brooklyn needs a
Yeah.
system that can last. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, whoever they got found a system that works for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
everybody. The better the defender, the better the system is. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna
Well,
just plug you in
technically,
and
they
see what you
draft
do.
they drafting players that fit their system, and like that's what you're supposed to do. Like you got types that you drafting that can fill the roles that you see in the plan that you have for your team, and that's why I be saying this team don't be looking like it got no plan. They look like they just be doing shit sometimes.
That's what
A
Sean
lot
Marks
of the
said,
players they
Jay.
got is wings though too. Like if you look at their rosters, like a lot of their guys, they can be different 3-and-D wings like Caruso, Shea, Jalen Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like even on their bench they got somewhat 3-and-D wings. I just feel like now that's the archetype, like wings that can move on the perimeter and also can shoot. Like I feel like that's who they really be looking for in OKC. High IQ wing defender, yeah, high IQ guys. They got Thomas Solder that they just got, another guy who can switch and defend. So that's another guy you add to your roster. Like it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point what Presti is doing over there. But I mean, they got a good system, you know, and now that they got those 3 guys locked up, it's gonna be a while before I see, you know, anything can happen, of course, but in that OKC system, what they got going for them right now, like
they play with
those
house
players is they're gonna be good for a
You
very
talking
long time.
repeat? You think it's a repeat back to back?
Oh, it could be 5.
I don't know. I don't know. It's real. We haven't seen a repeat in a while, bro. Like this is a different team every year.
Yeah,
like OKC might get knocked out this year. Who knows?
It'd be the first repeat this decade, bro.
If they repeat, that would be crazy though.
They got 2 years before Shea's making that 80 mil, so they theoretically could.
Denver. I mean, you got Denver, you got Houston, you got Minnesota.
That's about it. I don't know about Minnesota. I don't see it.
I mean, listen, this league is unpredictable. You don't know who would have been. I'm not saying they can't repeat, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was an upset. Like I think it's a dogfight in the West right now. There's so many different. I think Houston might be one of them. Houston OKC in a 7-game series. I don't necessarily know if I got OKC on that. Like that's a tough call. Denver probably gonna want they get back. Like I don't know. It could be an upset, but they're gonna have to. You know, they definitely gonna. Everybody in the West is gonna be pulls coming for them. Like,
yep.
They gonna be hunting for them, thinking, "Oh, y'all think y'all the champions? Y'all gonna just ease on by in the West?" Nope.
Meanwhile, the East is so freaking bad. The East is a garbage truck of injuries, man. How many teams in the East are injured right now? Like literally, teams that could be top teams next year. I think like 5 of them are currently injured right now, and they're gonna be.
I think there's a team on the East. I think there's a team on the East that's gonna be good out of nowhere. Like what Detroit was this year. I think we're gonna have a team on the East this year that just all of a sudden is good. I don't know who, but I think one of those teams. It's a team every year. It's a team every year.
Bro, I give it to you, bro. But they look dominant, bro. All these other teams, and again, contracts is not going to break this team up, LM. That's what I'm saying. Bless you.
The OKC
contracts not going to break this team up. They got the team intact for next season, bro.
But if you look at the East, though, the East been giving I feel like the East been giving the West work in the finals. Like even with Indiana, it took them like 7 games. Like it wasn't no OKC was a definitive sweep. Like Tyrese Halliburton and them gave them work.
They matched up. The Pacers are probably the one perfect team that actually matched up against OKC. That was what
they gave them work. That's what I'm saying. I think even if OKC do make it to the finals, there's an East team that could probably get them.
Okay, I mean, what I'm saying is, damn, like they always talk about how the Western Conference is supposed to be. Hold on, they always talk about how the Western Conference is supposed to be the best conference, right? Brooklyn LM, right? Everybody agree with that, right? Even with the brackets, it kind of backs that up, right? But that being said, if it looked like the OKC Thunder coast to get to the finals back to back, that haven't happened in a long time either. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't even say they coasting. They earned it last year. OKC going toe-to-toe with Denver, that was a championship series for me before the Pacers won. Like, they went through a fire. And they were the youngest championship team. Like, for them to do it as a young team, it's unprecedented. Like, I got to give them all the credit in the world. There's no coasting in the West.
And, you know, another thing, too, and this is why I love the NBA, is that Shea beat Jokic in his prime. Say what you want about Jokic in his prime. And what I will say is, this is what I'll be trying to say about Kobe, Braun, Jordan, all these players who got multiple championships. It's a certain passion that'll get your first one. But you might not have that same fire and desire to want to win that second one. You know what I'm saying? And even if you do, you got to have your whole team on the same accord. That's tough. That's tough, man.
Yeah, that takes years.
And I'm not.
Time,
I'm
man.
saying that to say, if OKC get back for a second one, we're gonna have a real conversation about Shea and how good he really is, bro. Word, like this shit is serious, man.
So what if they get it to the
I
finals
don't
and
want
they
to
get beat?
tap on nobody, bro. The ceiling on nobody, huh?
But what if they get
What's
into
that?
the finals and what if they get to the finals and the East team beat them? I don't know what that East team is, but what if an East team gets the best of them? Like, I think high key, I think personally, hot take, I think Orlando can give them a run for their money.
I was about to say that same thing. I think the Magic have one of the
I
best
think
starting
Orlando can
fives
give them
in
a
the East.
huge run for
Yeah,
their money.
I agree.
Like
Okay,
Jalen, no injuries.
Hold on. Let me give you the big screen, dog. You know, AI fan to clip this. I'm about to get Brooklyn 11 the big screen. Go ahead. Orlando, OKC, and so you think Orlando could get to the finals?
I mean, you got to go
Brooklyn 11.
through. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of with Boston out, with Indiana out, like I think they just got the advantage over a lot of different teams. They got the size. They got the shooting. I just think it's on Paolo to prove that he's a top 10 player in the league this year.
Right.
We can't have him. You can't have him. If you're Orlando, you can't have him getting injured early again, like he did last season. He has to have a full healthy season, barring injury to Jalen Suggs, who's an amazing POA defender that you can stick on a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Desmond Bain, they upgraded at the 2 guard, who's really a good defender, can also give you a good catch and shoot option. Franz, 6'10", you already know what he can do at that size. Paolo, 6'10", at the 4. Wendell Carter Jr., a 5 who can stretch the floor. Hartenstein might have trouble getting to the perimeter with Wendell. Like, they got size, they got defense, you know what I'm saying? So it might force to be an issue. It might be an issue. Probably New York and Orlando in the finals, in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know. Possibly it could be Cleveland in Orlando.
I don't know about the
I don't
Cavs,
know.
man. The injuries to the Cavs really hurt them. Because you know why?
I don't know. The East is up for grabs for me. Maybe Detroit. I don't know. It's up for grabs.
You know what it is, LM? Without Max Strus, they have to move DeAndre Hunt to the starting lineup. The Cavs bench now is essentially Sam Merrill, Lonzo Ball, and Dean Wade. Like, if I'm looking at the Magic, and I hate to say the Knicks, those two teams could beat the Cavs right now. I don't see that Cavs team. And Donovan Mitchell is going to have to play a lot of minutes now without Garland and Strus. So the Cavs worry me. I don't know if they're going to be a championship team this year. They just have a lot going against them at this moment, especially being a second favorite team.
I mean, are we going to put Atlanta? Do we think Atlanta's up there? I think Atlanta's up there. I just don't know if they're like a finals team at the very moment.
They're a wild card.
The East just feels like it's up for grabs. Like anybody can make it. I don't think it's a definitive team in the East that's like, yeah, that's the number one team. Like, you know, Boston, Jason Tatum is injured, you know? So it's just, I don't know. It feels like anybody got a chance at this point. But we definitely will have to see. But if an East team can, if OKC goes, I mean, I'm with it. In terms of it being like a continuous, force the West to earn their money in the Game 7.
Yeah, I miss being in those conversations as a Brooklyn Nets fan, but I'm willing to go through the process. You know, at the end of the day, I just don't want to ignore the talent that we already got. And if we could find a common ground, you know what I mean, and toast to you know what I'm saying, what winning basketball represents for the Brooklyn Nets, because you can't copy and paste what every other team do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at the personnel that you got. You know what I mean, and go from there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anything happens before the season start. I don't know what contract Cam Thomas gonna get, but I do know that he good for these rookies, bro. I just leave it off saying that. I'll get to the other part of the show with the NBA rules. But did we go around the panel? Did everybody speak to that part? Did
No,
y'all agree with Brooklyn LM? Y'all think Orlando?
I agree. It's got to be one of the Magic, Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Hot Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? One of them teams is going to show up. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's up for grabs right now, man. You don't know who's gonna make it out.
Why wouldn't they want Jaden Ivey to come back? Why? Y'all was talking about like Jaden Ivey getting traded. Why wouldn't they want him to come back?
No, they do want him to come back. You know what I'm saying? They want him back. A trade talk is just trade talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was rumors. Detroit even said that they don't want Cam Thomas. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Just talk. You know what I'm saying?
No, ain't got nothing to do with Cam Thomas. He was holding it down when Kate Cunningham was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like now, if they help together, they could, they could play well together. Like, how tough is that team healthy? Could they beat Orlando? Could they be the best? Could Detroit rise to the best team in the East again?
It's going to be a dogfight. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a dogfight. You know what I mean? With them two. Pause. I ain't mean to say that on the show, but it's going to be a fight. It's going to be tough, man. The matchups that's going.
I mean, my thing is, it is. Yeah, I thought the Pistons could have beat the Knicks, especially a healthy Pistons.
Oh, they could have if the West weren't being forced.
Yeah, I think they could have beat Boston too. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of mad that the Knicks beat them in the first round. You know what I mean? But I think they are healthy. Ivy next to Kate Cunningham, they're gonna be tough, bro. Stewart healthy. You know what I mean? I don't know. But dude, would I want to jump into a season where the Eastern Conference look uncertain about who's dominant? Hell yeah. I'll be entertaining that by myself. I know y'all want to hear y'all gonna hear it tonight. I wish they would put a superstar next to Cam Thomas to compete this season versus the Eastern Conference, because it ain't tough like anybody got it on lock. Ain't none of these Eastern Conference teams got it on lock right now. On lock? Nah. I agree with Ice saying it's going to be a dogfight. It's not going to be no big gap between 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4 going to be 3 games, 4 games apart. 5 games max apart. It's going to be close. Nobody going to jump out and had a 10-game gap. None of that is happening. That's not happening in the Eastern Conference. Maybe the Western Conference and the Thunder jump out, be one heavy over number 2, whoever that is ranked in the Western Conference. But I don't see the Eastern Conference. I agree with Ice, bro. This shit finna be 4 or 5 games apart. The best. It's gonna be tough. But she go. But yeah, I'm gonna get to the NBA rules part of it. Unless y'all want to say something about Tosan, Brooklyn LM. You want to say something about Tosan, man, before it's said and done, man?
I mean, good riddance. I don't know. Like at this point in time, I feel like after the summer league performance, this was gonna be. I seen this coming. Like he was hogging the ball most of the time in the summer league, not letting the rookies, do what they need to do. Hopefully he finds a team though, but like I said, now they're gonna start nearing September. They're gonna get to cutting people, and he definitely was on the list. So I ain't surprised.
He's on the list. Yo, LM, you savage, bro.
I don't know, man. I mean, they just didn't see him as a priority. I think it's more. I think they're trying to make way. Maybe we can get the kid from Dallas, who they just waived and stretched. Olivia Maxence Prosper. Maybe they're trying to find a way to get him on the team. But yeah, we're gonna see a lot of guys getting cut now. I think it's about that time. So.
But why are we trying to get him on the team? Who is he, bro? Like, why are they trying to get him on the team?
Probably because he's young. I heard the Nets was looking at him during the 2023 draft. Like, I don't know, but he's a 6'7" wing. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to lean into that.
I don't see the purpose of doing that. I thought if we were going to get him in a salary dump, I'd be okay with it. But why sign him? Because we already have wings on this team that are trying to fight for something. Like, why add another guy that we just got rid of Tosan? I don't see the purpose at this point. You know?
I watched his highlights for the Mavs. I know in college, open court guy, athletic, not uber athletic, but he can dunk on people. You know what I'm saying? He has dunked on people in the NBA watching the Mavs highlights, but he defends. He doesn't shoot well. So he's just an open court, you know what I'm saying? Fast break type of guy, get downhill, and he's going to dunk like every time. He won't give you some layups. Most of the time he's trying to dunk on somebody, but he got he got a couple blocks, you know what I'm saying? He's good at defense. Put a couple shots on the backboard on the glass. So if they looking, you know what I'm saying, they're looking to add more defense and more guys to run, you know what I'm saying, run the floor. He is one of them, but he can't shoot, so he probably end up in the G. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe a G League contract. If now the way I just put it, I'm fine bringing the kid to the G League. He needs to get playing time. He has played a few minutes last 2 seasons, averaged 3 points. He needs like a season in the G League a bit to refine some skills.
They got Ice. Man, I'm thinking about if Ice was a G League content creator, bro. Like, what if he just followed the whole G League and who get to the NBA, bro? Like, hire this man. Hire this man. Put him on a situation where he's scouting these players and who should go to the NBA. You know what I mean? If you could be an NBA scout right from home, bro, I'm sign me up, bro. Sign me up, man. Serious.
Lead scout. Ice.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on, Ice. Would you be an NBA scout? Like, would you do it as a job?
Yeah, right now I can't, but if I could and they paid me right, yeah, I would. I'll do it because you know what I'm saying.
What they gotta pay you? What make it worth your while, my brother?
Yo, they gotta pay me the 100 racks. They gotta pay me 100 or above. You know what I'm saying? I'm too good as just a scout at home. You know what I mean? They gotta pay me 100 or above. They gotta move me up to the office, bro. You know what I'm saying? Number one scout.
Yeah, the penthouse while you're at it.
They gotta put me in. Yeah, they gotta move me up. I gotta have my own little office. You know what I'm saying?
Cubicle.
No, not a cubicle. Yeah, they gotta come knock on my glass if they need.
Office, my bad.
Yeah, they gotta come knock. Yeah, corner office. They gotta come knock on my door if they need me.
You got an assistant?
Yeah, you gonna need that. You know what I'm saying? Run, go get my coffee real quick. I got somebody to check out.
We'll give you Sean Marks, Ice.
Hold on, just to show y'all believe in my guy, Ice. It say the difference we were making size for nuclear reactor technician an average of $19,000 or less. In the United States, the median NBA scout salary is just under $44,500. That's not a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie to you. Spectacular and shrewd scouts pick up more respectable rate at around $83,000 a year. What about $83,000? What they gotta pay you out of $44,000 and $83,000? You can meet them in between. What you talking about?
Nah, they got for me. They got an 80. I might be able to make 80 work, but I need 80 plus. You know what I mean? I gotta be.
You need incentives?
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, they got it. Yo, I need that. We gotta live around here. It's getting expensive. You know what I'm saying?
No, but let's say spectacular and shrewd scouts pick up a more respectable rate. Are you that? Tell us how? How? Tell us how.
Because bro, I am that guy when it comes to talent. I got the eye. I can sit and watch film. If I could do this from the house. And be telling, like, if I can watch G League games from the house and tell you what player like Tyrese Martin, I tell you, you know what I'm saying, certain people in the draft, you see Nick Clifford, you see Max Raynard. I know a lot of people one of those guys, but if I'm sitting in front of the house and I can tell you that, if I go in person, I can definitely tell you who has the talent to do what. And most of the time, when I'm doing this, I am hitting on the players from the house. On you know what I'm saying, on the 50 plus inch TV, you know what I mean? Like in person, I'm definitely getting right. You know what I'm saying? I know everything. I just didn't get the chance to talk and interview with guys, but just watching talent, I can definitely tell what talent stands out for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, they say NBA teams need full-time scouts, but only a few. The Dallas Mavericks employ 6. The Knicks have 4 and a scout manager. The Warriors seem to have only 2 scouts. So it varies. You know, every team don't have the same amount of scouts. They say the stresses of basketball scouting. The public sees ex-players, coaches, and managers in suits at games seemingly enjoying a pretty relaxing career. You don't see the hundreds of days on the road, flights that they get rerouted, or the absence of family time. No, Ice is a family man. He's not trying to go on a road.
right.
Hey, if they give him billions, he'll go to freaking halfway across the world.
Right. That's why I said they gotta pay him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Make it worth a while, huh?
Yeah.
They give him a private jet.
Hey, they want players. They gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? They want the scouts to do all this traveling and stuff and write notes and get the right player for you. They gotta pay, bro. You know what I'm saying? This work is hard work. It ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody got the golden eye to see talent like that. You know what I mean?
Wow. They do not start off with a lot of money, man. $21 an hour. You know?
Wow.
That's for high school games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's what going to high school games. Yeah.
You just gotta go to every high school in the city, right? You ain't gotta leave the country.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right, leave the country. You gotta up that pay. You want me to go to Europe and watch them play?
Yeah.
Hey, you want me to go to Baghdad? Like, you want me to go, man? So, I mean, shout out to Ice, man. This is satire. I'm actually serious though, man. I wish that was 2023. Maybe the pay scale went up from then. You know what I mean? Maybe they're paying a little more than they did. But yeah, man. In the last part of the show, I just wanted to talk about the NBA rules. I thought that was a good live the other day. Jay, we was talking about it. I think we was in the 57 or some shit like that. It was in the 50s. Word. Oh, this is I wanted to refute Jay and all you guys that was talking that 4-point play shit. Look, you see this right here? This is basketball, bro. This is where the basketball is supposed to be. You know what I mean? See all of those shaded circles? That's where you're supposed to be shooting the ball at. Now look back here. You see what it say? Circle, center circle, or restraining circle. There's no gray circle over there. That's because you ain't supposed to be shooting the ball from there. No coach is trying to tell a player to shoot a 4-point play. Don't do this to basketball. Stop it now. Halt! Stop pushing this 4-point play agenda, please. I just wanted to show y'all that. And you know, I have to mention that Cam Thomas could score from all of these places that's shaded. But that's besides the point. You know what I'm saying? The point is that when you're talking basketball, pretty much this is where we're going to have these players positioned at. You know, can we put Diego in the low post of the block? Hell yeah, I want him to do that. I want him to be able to score from the. If Nolan and Diego in the same lineup, I'm gonna expect Diego to get on the low post or the block, the short corner or the corner or the wing. You know what I mean? The top of the key. I want to see Nolan develop a midi from right there. You know, if he's fast like that, if he can make the deepest pump fake from the key, from the top of the key, bro, he gonna be an excellent player. I ain't saying he gonna be what Fizz is gonna be, Ice. But he gonna be something, bro. And I'm gonna always contrast their career just because Nolan is a Brooklyn Net. And I ain't saying Nolan is good as Jeremiah Fizz. I'm just saying I'm gonna be watching their careers too. I mean, they seem like the same kind of player.
They think he is though. They think he's in the same world as Jeremiah. He just don't got the handles. You know what I'm saying? That's what the word is. He's in the same stratosphere as Jeremiah. He just don't got the handles that Jeremiah.
Okay. So like, and then like Danny Wolf, I think he should be able to score from some of these places too. You know what I'm saying? I want to put Danny Wolf in a low post block, short corner or corner. He should be able to score from, you know what I mean? Score from there too. Like either him or Noah Clowney has to develop into a stretch four. The Nets will not budge on that. That's how they want to create their roster. They want to stretch four. They could find it in Clowney or Wolf. But the truth is, who y'all think is the better defender out of Wolf and Clowney? Because I think Wolf might have Clowney on the offense, but I think Clowney might have Wolf on the defense. How y'all feel about
it? No, Clowney is a better defender than Wolf. Wolf probably got a better all-around game than Clowney offensively. He could put the ball on the floor. He can get to where he need to get to. He could fade away. He could post you up. You know what I'm saying? Noah Clowney can't do all that stuff. He just shoot a three and, you know what I'm saying, put backs or, you know what I'm saying? But defensively, I think Noah has the edge on him defensively.
all right. We gonna see, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a few minutes, man. The rules and shit, bro. I just look at it like it's gonna constantly evolve. You know what I'm saying? That's a regular thing that we should expect, and you know what I mean. I'm cool with it, as long as it make the game better. You know what I mean? Like, of course, things are gonna change. You know what I'm saying? I personally would want the challenges to be a little better. You know, if you don't get it wrong, why are you taking it away? You know what I'm saying? Let me keep them unless I get it wrong. If I get two wrong, then I can't challenge you. If I get 2 out of 3, if I get both of them right, I don't think I should stop having challenges until I'm wrong. Is that too much? Slow the game up too much? So the rule change?
No. You're straight.
But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. I'll probably do the rules again later at another time. But yo, I gotta say, shout to Ice. I gotta ask Ice to throw his link in the chat. This is JTV. Throw a link in the chat. Subscribe to the content creators that pull up on this page. You know what I'm saying? You know, show love. Shout to the entire chat. Shout to Easy, JCBK all day, JDJ, Dren 23. Shout to all y'all, man. Shout to, you know what I mean, Nets fans. We the best fans. If there's something else popping, I'm gonna be back for it. If y'all got something that y'all want to, you know what I mean, talk about, let me know. But yeah, man, I'm gonna continue to try to be consistent, giving y'all Nets fan content. And until the next one, man. Nets fans is the best fans. Later, y'all. Peace.
All right.
Peace.